This episode of the Walt podcast is brought to you by Anchor. Anchor is a completely free podcasting tool that allows you to create your very own podcast for no money whatsoever.
You know who should have a podcast? It's me, Yogi.
Oh my god, Gergie, no, what are you doing here?
Yogi heard that people love his voice, so he wants to project it to the world on Apple Music, and iTunes, and Spotify, and Stitcher, and all the places where podcasts are distributed.
Oh my god, Gergie, no, nobody wants to hear you talk.
Yogi can even make money on his podcast with the Anchor's free sponsorship program.
Wait, you're gonna get paid for this too?
Yes, and it's all possible with Anchor and their free creation tools.
Oof, okay, well, I'll bite. What's your podcast gonna be called, Gergie?
It's gonna be Yogi Gets It. Available on all podcast platforms thanks to Anchor.
Well, you've heard it here first. Go to Anchor.fm to get started. Download the free Anchor app, and you can make your own podcast. Anchor. It's so easy, even Gergie can do it.
Yogi!
A Tarzan ripoff swings his way through the jungle to find love.
Welcome to the Walt Vault with Andre,
Michelle,
Emily,
and Luis.
We are a family-friendly podcast where each and every week we watch and review a different Disney movie. Be sure to subscribe on all podcast platforms and YouTube. Enjoy the show.
Hello and welcome to the Walt Vault, episode 179.
Yes, 179. The reason you said it like a question is because how many episodes have we front loaded? I still have a baby in my belly. But by this time this episode's coming out, the baby is not in my belly.
Correct.
Well, that's the hope.
It better not be. What date does this episode come out? July what?
Oh, wait. I wasn't prepared for this question. Hang on a second.
This baby is out by July 5th. Okay, he got an eviction notice.
Oh, baby Trey.
Yeah.
Better not be, because that's the day we go on vacation.
That's the day that they would induce me. It's at 41 weeks.
No, this episode.
July 5th.
This episode is coming out in the far, far future. This is coming out on August 8th.
Oh, yeah.
Episode?
Yeah.
Wow, we front loaded a lot, you guys.
We did.
Dude, it's June right now, everybody.
That makes sense because you didn't want me to have to worry about the first month.
Oh,
Right,
yeah.
Right. Which
Look
makes
at how nice we are.
we're good at this.
But yeah, when I get induced, he would be on July 5th.
It's unacceptable.
Well, maybe he'll come on July 4th.
We're also driving down on the 4th.
Oh. I know. Trey's doing what he wants to do, okay?
Yeah.
Can't control him.
We'll see. By now, you might be able to look at our Instagrams
And he might already be on there.
figure out how controllable he actually is.
Well, in August, yes.
Well, he'll be out. Oh, he better be out by then. What did you say?
I did say
what you said on the Reddit.
I saw because I'm following like a bunch of parenting things on Reddit, and so I saw on like this one Reddit that was like stuff mom groups say or whatever, and it was ladies just like lying about how long they were pregnant. They were like, I didn't have my baby till I was 53 weeks.
That's a lie.
That's the drama of being pregnant, okay?
They don't let you go past 41 weeks.
I've been pregnant for a year and 2 weeks or whatever.
It's been 84 years.
All right.
This week, we are talking about the 1997 live-action comedy, George of the Jungle.
I picked this movie, and usually when I pick a movie, Luis doesn't like it. And guess who's not here recording with us? Luis. So we can't do Forky Ask a Question because he's not here.
Right, like, most of the time you haven't heard Luis by now, except for in the intro. But he's actually just not here. He's not with us.
No, he's not.
He's alive.
He's watching the children, but he's
watching over
he hasn't removed himself from an episode in a while, so I don't know what happened, Emily. You're gonna have to explain it.
Yeah, Emily, what happened?
Okay, let's do first impression.
Oh, okay.
Oh, first, I'll go first.
No. Oh,
This is
Luis's
Luis first.
Oh, Luis's first impression. Okay.
So literally,
Do you have a pre-recording, or you're gonna?
no,
say it
I'm
for
gonna
him?
say it. So, well, because half of this is a secret. I'll tell you the not secret part and then the secret part.
Okay.
So,
I'm so confused.
so we laid down. Well, we sat down yesterday to watch the movie, and the little animated part right in the beginning starts.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Nope." And he lays
That's just the intro.
Yes. And he lays down on the floor, turned the other way, playing his Switch. And I'm like, okay,
Oh
well,
my
that's
gosh.
that. And then this morning,
Back to old man negative.
right? So this morning, I'm calling Andre and Michelle on the phone, and I'm asking, like, what time are we going to record? And how's the baby? And blah, blah, blah. And Luis apparently hears me from the other room saying that he didn't watch it. He didn't want to. And he comes out, and he's so mad at me. This is the secret part. He's like, Emily, why would you tell them that? Just next time lie. Next time lie and say that we just couldn't get a babysitter and blah, 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 blah.
Oh my
And I'm like,
I wouldn't have believed that anyway.
I'm
I
like-
would have been like, Luis didn't want to watch it, huh?
I'm like, why? And he's like, well, I don't want Michelle to think that every movie she chooses I hate.
Kind of true.
And then he goes, I don't think her choices are garbage, but I also didn't want to tell her because she's so pregnant and who knows what her hormones are doing.
Louis.
I'm not offended if he would have actually watched the movie and thought it was garbage. But no, that was just Luis's out to not have to record today. He was like, I just watch the kids. Okay, I'm not watching this.
Right.
This looks like garbage.
So there you go. That was the secret part. And listeners, if you repeat that to Luis, you are unofficially invited.
Right.
Uh,
We know he doesn't listen to the podcast. So you
No.
don't really have to worry about that part. But, but just
hilarious.
don't mention it to him at all.
and if you do,
Okay, well, Luis kind
You
of missed
can't
out because
listen
Luis kind of
anymore.
funny. Okay.
It was pretty funny. That's the
funny.
most Luis.
I think he would have
Yes,
liked it.
comment.
Really, he couldn't get past the stupid 3-minute animation.
yeah.
He probably would have hated the narrator. No, it's
Oh,
funny.
well,
yeah,
he
did he
turned
even get to
around.
that?
Well, he did turn around, right? So he could still hear it. And every once in a while, he would look at the TV and then go, oh.
Talking monkey. I don't know. Did the kids watch it or no?
No,
Okay.
no.
Whatever.
I think that
would've
was
been
part of why he was mad was that, like, we were, it was like our nighttime time, like where
Yeah.
we watch
Right.
other TV that the kids can't watch. And
Yeah.
here we are watching.
Watching a very
Well, we had started Mission
Kitty movie.
Impossible 6, and then I was like, babe, we have to watch George of the Jungle. We forgot, and you did the same thing. He was like, all
Can't
right.
watch it tomorrow? Oh, okay.
I was like, no, we can't watch it tomorrow. I have an appointment in the morning.
That's right. That's
Well,
right.
we finished all of our Stranger Things first half.
Oh,
So,
nice.
so
Oh, okay.
finally it was like, okay, fine.
Okay, so he's good then. He's good.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll give my first impression. I watched this movie a lot as a kid. I think it was on TV a lot, maybe. I'm not
Yes.
sure.
I think that's true.
It came out on Disney Channel.
Yeah, like I feel like it was just on TV a lot. But I thought this movie was great as a kid. I loved watching it.
Right.
And honestly, it was still pretty funny. I remembered most of it, like as I was watching it. I was like, oh yeah, like because I'd seen it so many times. I thought it was still cute and funny, and held up pretty well. Like I wasn't like, ooh, this didn't hold up at all. Like what was it, Smart House, where I was like, oh no,
Yeah.
like it didn't hold up at all, and I
didn't
was
have a
kind of
fun time with
disappointed
Smart
because I
House.
like really liked that movie.
Right.
But this one, I was like, okay, it's still silly. Like I feel like if Addie watched it, she'd be like, haha, that's funny.
Probably.
You know, like
yeah.
whatever.
I think kids would
Like it's still pretty funny. So I enjoyed it. Does that mean I'll watch it again? Probably not, but I liked it. So yeah. Andre?
This movie I remember watching when I was a kid. I remember enjoying it. I remember thinking it was very funny at the time. Watching it upon this viewing, I was less impressed with it, to be sure.
Less impressed.
George,
Right. It starts and you know the jokes are being hammered away with like the sound effects and big reactions from the actors and stuff like that. And I wasn't enjoying it at first, but then as the movie goes along, it becomes like a little bit more endearing, the type of humor that they're going for. So I started to enjoy it more towards the end.
Yeah, you liked the narrator stuff.
Yes, it was starting to make me laugh. I think
What's
around
that
the time
called? They break the fourth wall.
yeah, when they break in the fourth wall.
Hard.
Yeah, they break it a lot.
They
They have a sledgehammer.
yeah. They jack and sledge hammered this.
Yes. So I would say that I enjoyed this movie, but I wasn't impressed. George of the Jungle didn't impress me. Yeah, I mean,
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
I thought it was still silly. Whatever. Emily.
So I did as well watch this as a kid on TV, and similarly, I don't remember what I really felt about it, but I remember thinking it was fine, right? I probably Googled quite a bit, but I disagree. I don't think it held up very well, but I think that it was better than like Smart House, for example, watching back, because this was intentionally being ridiculous.
Right,
Yeah.
very silly.
Like Smart House was not trying to be,
And
that was
it
supposed
ended
to
up
be
being-
serious, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
But for this one, they're intentionally trying to hit things on the nose. And they do it enough where you're like, all right, fine. Like Andre said, it becomes endearing because
Right.
you don't have a choice.
Yeah, I guess I'm along for the ride.
It's so funny because the scene.
It's a ride you can't get off
Yeah.
of.
Yeah. The
That's a
scene-
vine you can't get off of.
I remember two scenes the most. And one of them is when he's like playing with the horses and all the girls are like watching him like, ah. I was like, I remember that
Very
scene.
memorable scene.
And the other one's is when he's in the place just straight up naked. Like she invites her friend over to see like what she's gonna do, and he hops out of the shower and he's like, "What's up, guys?"
Oh, yeah.
I was like, maybe that's why I liked this movie as a kid. I was like, "Woo!"
This man is very heavily oiled throughout this movie.
You
Yeah,
know?
who's that?
Brendan
Fraser.
Yeah.
Yeah, they.
Well, and that's
Brendan, not Brandon.
Brendan.
Brendan.
Well, and that's the other thing. I mean, I'm not going to say he's a Disney daddy because
No, he's not.
He's not because he's silly. Like
Right.
that
Yeah.
takes the daddy out of it, honestly.
Yeah.
But I mean, okay, body.
Yeah, he needs a haircut bad.
Oh,
Like bad.
like he has nice teeth for an Amazonian man.
Right. For a man who's never brushed his teeth, they look pretty good.
I definitely had questions this time around like about him though, like how come he knows English?
Oh, you should have heard Luis. He's speaking English.
Andre
Why
was
isn't
like-
he speaking Swahili? Everybody else speaking Swahili.
And Andre was like, "Oh yeah, that monkey's smart." I was like, "But why is it only that monkey?
only that gorilla.
Why is it only Brother Ape and not the other ones?"
But also maybe Ape taught him English.
Dookie dookie.
But I don't know where Ape learned English, because he's just an ape living in the most remote part of the jungle.
Yeah. Hey, then again, Mowgli was speaking English, so I don't know.
I thought that in that respect we were supposed to assume that he was speaking some kind of animal.
But he was speaking to lots of different animals.
Yeah.
I don't. Do different species of animals talk to each other?
I
Like, is
mean-
an alligator like, "I'm gonna eat you," and the gazelle's like, "Oh no!" like, do they understand each other? Like, I don't know.
I'm done.
Oh no! Hey, that's a legit question. Okay.
Do I think they're talking to each other?
I don't know.
If we have a biozoologist,
I know that my
call in.
dog talks to other dogs because they all fucking bark. They're
whoa,
sorry.
chill
they all bark at each other, but that doesn't mean that.
But are they
it's a
saying-
cat being like, "I'm gonna fuck you up, bitch"?
Hey,
And then
hey.
punches them in the face.
Is this an explicit episode? Did we mention that?
It should be now.
But are they
just saying.
talking or are they barking? That's the question,
Well,
right?
they're talking. They're saying something.
I mean, maybe bark just means.
Different barks mean different things.
Oh, okay.
Like this is like, just a mailman, and that one's like, "I'm not a fire truck." And that one's like, "I'm gonna pee on your lawn." You never know.
You've really thought about it.
So it didn't make sense that only one ape spoke English to me. That's what I'm saying.
Right. There's some inconsistencies with
Where
the
do you get
plot,
all those books?
I would say.
How do you know how to read? Is my question.
Well, when in the animation,
plays violin, too.
In the animation, they explained that this is the most remote part of the African jungle, but a plane crashed and landed, hit the mountain here,
Yes.
and then they lost their baby, and the
Who's
baby
a baby? Didn't talk yet.
and the baby became George. But also, they lost a bunch of their stuff, so maybe somebody on the plane had professor books.
Oh.
Even better, didn't all of them get stranded?
Yeah.
and
They
they were
must have,
looking.
right?
Yeah, like
yeah, they
in
were
the
looking
animation,
for the baby and they couldn't find the baby, so they just went to the nearest town.
and said bye.
And said
Yeah.
bye. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But maybe they set up shop first. Maybe that's where the treehouse came from.
And they
No, I think
taught
George probably
the
built that.
ape English.
No.
They taught the ape English, and then the ape taught the baby English. But they didn't know where the baby was.
It's not Tarzan because I don't know.
This is too.
You gotta
much.
suspend a little disbelief.
A
You gotta
little?
spend a lot.
You gotta have-
spend a lot.
You have to have.
They call him the white ape. They think that there's an 8-foot tall.
Okay, but who plays
white
the bad
ape out
guy?
of
I
it.
like him. He's funny.
The man who plays Lyle is Thomas Hayden Church.
Lyle, that's such a ugly
Hayden
name.
Church.
Thomas Hayden Church.
We just did a Hayden.
Christensen.
Oh.
Right, that's Hayden Christensen. But Thomas Hayden Church was in Spider-Man 3 as the Sandman, and also in Spider-Man No Way Home. He shows back up.
Yep.
But he's also in what was that wine movie that he did?
Wine?
Yeah, he did a movie about wine. Oh no. I thought I had it on my brain, but it's gone. Yeah, he's done a lot of movies. Sideways.
Never heard of that.
Oh, okay.
And then the girl is Leslie Mann.
Yes, the girl who plays Ursula is Leslie Mann.
Ursula.
Who I like her a lot. She's funny. This movie was directed by Sam Weisman. Let's see here. Sam Weisman directed D2, The Mighty Ducks.
Oh dang.
Okay.
Mighty Ducks.
And
Louise probably would have rather preferred we watch that.
Didn't we already watch that?
we watched the first Mighty Ducks, but this is D2.
Oh. D2?
D2.
Ducks 2?
Duck 2. The Mighty Ducks.
Duck 2.
Yeah. I mean, D2. Is the title is D2 : The Mighty Ducks.
I'm really done. Okay.
Duck 2.
Ducks 2.
Duck
2.
two.
The Mighty D's.
Anyways.
Yeah, as I said, this movie came out in 1997. It is based on the American animated television series called George of the Jungle. So all the animation from the beginning is set in the same style as the
I see.
animation from the original 1967.
I mean, this was a
I was going to
very
say, in what year was that originally made?
Yeah.
because this movie was very 90s.
Well, yeah.
Apparently, it was also very 60s.
Very 60s. Yeah.
So, George is in the jungle,
George is in the jungle.
and Ursula.
And he's a white ape.
He's the white ape. He's the king of the
he's
jungle.
the king of the jungle.
I guess.
Yeah, they call him the king of the jungle.
There is so many names for him.
Ursula has gone on a trip by herself to see some gorillas.
Right. She's on a gorilla expedition in
sure.
Africa.
Yeah.
You know.
She's Jane Austen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. She has, let's see, it's 25 years after the baby got stranded, so he's 25 years old.
Yeah.
That's important.
And she is older than 25 years old, okay?
I mean, she seems like she's in her 20s.
She's in her 20s?
I think so. Let's see. 1997. Leslie Mann was born in 1972.
Oh.
Isn't that 27? 25?
7, 8, 9.
Keep going.
She's like 28
There
or
we go.
something.
She looks okay. Whatevs.
She's my age.
All right.
And you look...
Younger.
All right. Yeah, you look 25 years younger than her. Go ahead.
The narrator tells us that the white ape is over 7 feet tall, strong as a lion, and makes his calls throughout the valley for a thirst for blood, or for his mate.
Thirst for blood.
They couldn't really tell.
I thought that was a bizarre turn of...
A turn of phrase.
Thirst for blood.
Let's see here. So yeah, George is friends with all the apes. They help to raise him. So he lives in.
And pretty much all the animals, because he gets that lion to do his bidding.
Right.
So that was the thing I couldn't suspend my disbelief on, is there wouldn't be a lion in the jungle. It'd be a
You should have
tiger.
heard Luis. Yeah.
That was the one thing that that was my biggest qualm. I was like, a lion
I was
should be a
picking...
tiger.
I was picking up some, I was picking at things too, because he goes, there's no, sorry, I just screamed at you. There's no lions in the jungle. And I said, and I was like, well, if you want to get technical, male lions aren't out there predatoring either. Like,
predatory.
it would be the
They'd be
female.
in the savannah.
The female in the savannah doing Savannah,
It's
Georgia
like a
things.
rainforest jungle.
Savannah
You
jungle.
may see a panther or a tiger.
Yeah, I thought a lion was an interesting choice, but I guess it's to show just how strong George is, because George comes
Whatever.
up against this lion, and then he does.
He could have used his dog elephant to fight.
to fight off. He didn't need it. He didn't need
Andre
it.
was like, "There's that CG elephant."
Yeah, it was.
Ship. But yeah, the he's fighting the lion, and he's doing a lot of crazy moves. and this is where Lyle shows up for the first time. He's Ursula's fiance, but it doesn't seem like they're in love at all.
No,
not even
definitely not.
Neither of them.
Not even
At
a
all.
tiny itty bitty bit.
And the first time you see her, you're not even looking at her hand. It just kind of popped in right after he said, like, oh, it's, I'm your fiance. And she, like, put her arm around him. And I looked at Luis and was like, that's the ugliest engagement ring I've ever seen. Like, I couldn't help it. I just thought it was awful.
Quite large.
And I'm never that kind of person, but it was pink and ugly.
No, wait, wasn't the pink ugly one?
I didn't know that at that point.
Gotcha.
It
That
just
was
was
from
some
a cereal
ugly
box.
pink thing.
Right.
Well, also it's his fiance, and then when the lion comes and attacks, he's like, "Oh, the lion attacked my girlfriend, Oh no, my girlfriend." I was like, "That's your fiance. You're not gonna be calling me your girlfriend."
I mean, technically, there's
This
still.
is what you're offended about, not the fact that he ran away, tripped and fell.
That was expected.
And then when he got up, he was like, "Oh, she's gone. She must be dead. I'll just tell her when she's dead and cover myself with blood." The lion took my girlfriend, or the white ape took my girlfriend. What does he say?
Yeah, the white ape took my girlfriend.
With this berry blood.
Right. He is fully prepared to fake her death and go back home or whatever. So he comes back to the village where the other guys, the tour guides? No, what are they're like,
They called them porters.
Yes, porters.
FYI, best characters in the whole movie.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
they're fantastic.
so there's like the 3 porters, and then the main guy who's Kwame.
Yeah.
Does he keep calling him Quame?
Yeah. Listen, Quame.
It's really racist, kind of.
Oh yeah,
honestly.
he's a terribly racist man.
Oh, he's a rich white man.
Yeah.
Quame. No, those dudes are the best. Because they're smart. They speak English. They obviously see Lyle's an idiot.
Right.
And they like to make fun of him in the perfect spots that the viewer is like, oh my God. We all rolling our eyes together.
And their laughs together.
Lyle is like he's overextending himself.
No, the
trying
best
to
is
communicate.
well, doesn't he give them he's like, look, fire.
Right.
Oh,
magic,
look at my
magic.
camera.
Yeah, he gives them a
Magic
a Polaroid,
pictures.
a Polaroid camera, and they're like, oh yeah, sure, and then they pull out a freaking 35mm lensless big old camera, and they're like a 35, dog, and and he's like, oh, I guess all right, I guess mine isn't quite as cool as you guys's, but yeah, he's a big dummy. Let's see here.
And then he has 2 henchmen with him.
Right, he has 2 guys who are there to poach the white ape.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, that ended up being the reason. I think that they were like the private investigators that found Ursula in the middle of Africa.
Yeah.
And then they just kind of decided to tag along because of the white ape.
The white ape. Yeah, so one of them's
Why
British.
is it always
one's
that guy?
American.
He's like the henchman.
Yeah. I think I've seen him in quite a few other things. Abraham Benrubi, who played Thor. Yeah, I feel like I've seen him in a bunch of stuff as bad guys. But of course now I can't think of any of them, and he's got an IMDb list that is a gajillion pages long because he's a voice actor as well. He was on Bones.
He's got that henchman voice.
Yeah, he was on ER.
He probably got shot up in the emergency room.
Yeah, without a paddle. He played Dennis. I think that might have been a big one. Anyway,
Dennis.
so
Oops.
George meets Ursula. He saves her from the lion. She gets knocked out, I believe, and so he swings her back to his apartment and puts her in his bed, and she wakes up. She's like, "Oh, what happened? What happened to me?"
Jungle men don't understand consent, okay?
Yeah.
No.
There's not a lot of consent happening anywhere in this movie. Let's see here. Oh, right. She wakes up, and Brother Ape comes and starts talking, and she passes out again because she can't handle the fact that there's a talking gorilla. And George makes mention of that. He's like, "Oh, he doesn't like it when she talks. I better make Ape be quiet or whatever." Let's see here.
I feel like she's not a very good jungle explorer because every time something happens, she passes out. Like, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would think that she'd be a little bit.
That's true.
A little bit more strong-willed. We get introduced to George's doggy. Doggy is a peanut-loving poochie named Shep, and it turns out that Shep is an elephant. He has raised this elephant to be a dog, and so the elephant is a CGI elephant, and it roofs and it jumps around and it wags its tail.
I'm telling you, Addie would love that. She'd be like, "That's an elephant."
Yes, and it plays fetch with trees instead
with stumps
instead of sticks. Very silly, very silly. At this point in my notes, I wrote, "This movie is stupid, very stupid, but I am enjoying it." Ursula is very endeared with George. She likes him a lot, and she's like, "Oh wow, I hope my fiance never finds me because this is pretty awesome."
I know. At that point, she's like, "I'll just live here, like
hang out with
whatever."
Muscle Man in the jungle. This is awesome.
That was kind of ridiculous, but okay.
Swinging on vines.
Yeah.
And apparently, it seems like days and days.
Yeah,
a long time.
It seems like it's been a while.
At least a week, I feel like.
Right before they come back. At one
He
point,
swung that far.
he's very deep into the jungle.
There's one scene when he's swinging with her where it literally looks like he's swinging over a valley, and it's like, where's the vine coming from?
How long is this vine?
And where in the sky is it coming from?
There's one branch that's 400 meters this way that he's swinging from.
I cannot.
That's so funny.
Yeah, a lot of wild physics happening in this.
We haven't even hit on the part where he hits on everything.
Wait, like the
trees?
The trees. Right. They go, George, watch out for that. Boom, and then he crashes.
Oh.
Like he's not a very good ape.
Yeah, it's odd that he is.
Do
the king
apes
of the
even
jungle.
swing?
No.
Not like this.
No. I think orangutans, but not
Like
gorillas.
apes are like huge and
Right, they're kind of big.
They were
swing
gorillas. Yeah, gorilla. I don't think gorillas swing, but orangutans do.
Mm.
Ape just means like a monkey in general, right?
Well, actually, monkeys are different than apes. Well, no, monkeys are apes.
I gotta look at this.
Oh, okay.
we're all getting out our
All
biology.
right. Everybody pull out Wikipedia and look up monkey. But yeah, I believe monkey.
It's basically the same. It says an ape is a large primate that lacks a tail. Okay, so no tail.
Right.
It's gorilla, chimpanzees, orangutans, gibbons. Monkeys have a tail, apes don't.
Gotcha. But monkeys are primates.
They're all primates.
They're all primates.
Monkeys have a tail, apes no tail.
Gotcha.
Are apes? It doesn't matter. I don't know anything about. Never mind. I don't care.
At one point, they meet a monkey who is having like a little issue, and he's like trying to communicate to George. And he sounds just like Abu from Aladdin. In fact, I'm 99% sure that they just pulled the sounds from Aladdin and gave it to this monkey in this movie.
What was it? Was it like a capuchin?
Yes, I think so. Let's see here.
Basically, it's just a tail.
The monkey is getting made fun of by the other bully monkeys. So the little monkey then imitates George as a way to scare off a lion, and it actually works. And now all the other monkeys like him. So that's cool.
Wow, this is really confusing. I'm going to read this.
Okay.
Okay. Apes are monkeys. In the same way that monkeys are primates, humans are apes. And I am a human. It's called the nested hierarchy. This means that...
I am a human.
This means that all apes are monkeys.
Yes.
But not all monkeys are apes.
Yeah.
Right.
Just as all humans are apes,
Uh-huh.
but not all apes are human.
Right.
Right. It's the evolutionary change.
That was the worst explanation ever. If I was in school reading that in biology class, I'd be like, what?
Human.
Yeah, the nested hierarchy. It makes sense,
Monkey.
but it's also...
I like the tail thing better. And the ape is bigger and doesn't have a tail. Okay, great.
okay.
I'm bigger, I ain't got no tail, me ape. I'm also a human.
So there's technically it is a monkey.
It'd be cool
But
if
a
I had
monkey's-
tail.
I mean, because I think monkeys, like you said, are all...
All of this primates is
Right.
monkeys.
They're all primates. And we're primates?
Yeah, we're primates.
Nice.
But we're not an ape.
Well, no, we are apes.
Oh. I'm really lost.
But not all apes are
Do
human.
we have any listeners who are better at this and can explain this to me?
Right in, biozoologist. Where you at? Come on now.
I need that little picture. What is it? It's like the monkey, then the orangutan, and then the ape, and then the human.
Did you put it into a song? You're looking at like the evolutionary
Right,
monkey
yeah, I
thing.
think
It's not what we're talking about, though.
Correct.
I'm confused. I'm moving on.
Anyway.
Anywho, we're in this scene where the monkey does the lion fighting or whatever.
Yes.
And
the capuchin.
Luis had turned his head around and went, ugh. Turned his head back around.
Why? Because he was going,
Yeah.
What was Luis doing at this time?
He was playing FIFA.
On the Switch. Okay. That makes sense.
Usually Luis is playing FIFA.
So let's see here. George, I wrote that he puts on a little show for Ursula, and she really likes it. But I don't remember what kind of show he's putting on for. Is this where he's dancing?
He didn't know. She did not like the show, okay? So what happened was he was
Is this
telling...
what Brother Ape told him to...
Brother Ape told him how to get a girl.
That's right.
And he was like, you got to poof your lips like this. You got to show your teeth like this. And you run around crazy throwing leaves and
Throw the
acting
leaves
a
in
fool.
the air. Beat on your chest. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the wrong mating call. If you did that, I'd be like, what the fuck?
I'll be down.
Andre was doing it, though. He was like,
You look awful,
I gotta
bro.
do the teeth now.
Oh.
Now run around like crazy.
Leaves.
I'm not impressed.
Leaves.
I am not impressed.
Leaves. It's not working on any of these human women.
Oh, I wonder why.
Weird.
It's bad. It's really bad.
I'll try it at the club, but
At the club? Please do that next time we're at the club.
let's see here.
See how many girls you pick up.
Let's see here.
Watch, he gets like 10.
So, ladies.
I would not expect anything less.
Gonna be like a Drake music video.
I'd be in the background laughing.
Ursula, right. She does not fall for his seduction tactics.
No. She's like, I'm gonna, step outside for a
But
minute.
she still finds him endearing. She ends up giving him a ring that she keeps on one of her fingers that she has had in a cereal box since she was 10 years old. Where are you going?
So there's the question, all right, of this ugly, or the answer to this ugly ring problem. So where is her engagement ring then?
So she was wearing her ugly ring, her ugly cereal box ring on her right hand. Her engagement ring was on her left hand.
Oh.
Yes.
All right.
But I believe it was gigantic and gaudy
Oh, okay.
but a diamond,
Better than pink plastic.
Right, yeah, better, slightly better. George then takes Ursula dancing because the gorillas start playing the bongos. They do gorillograms where they
do
play the bongos, and that alerts people in the immediate area.
Dude, it's pretty much Mulan on the Great Wall, okay?
Light the flames. Yeah, they play the bongos. They start dancing, and George is being very silly here, but I also realized that Leslie Mann cannot dance because she is doing a lot of weird stuff in the background that doesn't look like it's on beat with anything that's happening.
No. Well, and the funny part, I think, like the good moral here, which I guess it's throughout, but she's like, "Oh no, I can't dance," and he's like, "Yes, you can.
Yeah,
like, no one's watching you.
Yeah,
like,
there's nobody to be embarrassed about, just George."
Yeah. And then she's like, "All right, fine."
Okay, then, George, let's go. And then they party. They party all night long. At this point, I think somehow Lyle has discovered that Ursula is alive, and they're like looking for her
Yeah, I
in
don't
the
know.
jungle. He found her scrunchie or something like that.
He took her scrunchie.
They walk through a clearing, and Lyle falls into a big pile of poop. His face directly into a large green pile of poop. And then
whose poop?
And then I think it was the elephant. I think Shep might have been, took a break.
Shep took a.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shep shipping, I believe is what it's called. So he falls in the poop, and then the African dudes, they're like, classic comedy moment. Now is the part where we all turn our heads back and laugh.
Andre liked that.
And then I was dying. I was like, all right, this movie's good.
All right.
It was a classic comedy moment. I liked it. Let's see here. The bad guys managed to figure out that Ape can speak when they're like looking at the camp from afar. Excuse me. They try to shoot Ape, but they do get him. They hit him with a tranquilizer, and they're able to put him in a cage and kidnap him. And while this is happening, Ursula takes George to.
You way off, babe. You're way off.
Oh, go ahead.
They
Go
do
ahead.
not get
Explain.
They don't get the ape till way later.
Okay.
So they get there, and they find her, right? And Lyle has a gun, but he thinks it's a lighter.
Oh, that's
and
right.
he's like, "Don't
Good
come
Lord.
any closer. I'm gonna shoot you." And then apparently he shoots George in the head because he had a bandage on his head.
That's
Oh yeah,
right.
is that where it was supposed to have been shot? I was confused.
I guess.
I think so. Because then they were like, but nobody dies because he's the main character of the story. So
Yeah,
Lyle
that's right.
gets arrested, because he shot somebody and goes to the jail in
He
the
goes to
Congo
jail
or
in
whatever.
the Bujumbu room.
And then
jail.
she
Problem for
takes
him.
George on a plane to get the finest medical care available in San Francisco.
in San Francisco. That's
And they leave the ape there.
right. Brother
They
Ape
go back
stays
to
there.
town or whatever. That's when the two decide, oh, we're actually going to go back and get the talking ape because that we can make a show in Vegas.
Right. Those other dudes got that tiger, and we'll have this talking ape.
Yes.
So you're right.
So now he is in San Francisco.
Now he's in San Francisco. He wakes up, and he's in her apartment. Wait, what else happens? I remember him trying on her clothes.
Yeah, because he got a shower.
That's right. She brings her
She
best friend
invited
over.
the friend over and was
The
like,
breast
how am
friend?
I going to tell my parents that
Freudian slip.
how am I going to tell my parents that my fiance's in jail
Right.
and that I don't want to marry him anymore?
And she's like, you just got to tell them. Just tell them, and it'll
Yeah.
be fine.
And she's like,
So here's the true question: does she, at this moment, does she not want to marry Lyle because he's a dip, or is it because she's falling for?
she doesn't really know.
Yeah.
I think she hasn't figured it out yet.
I don't think those things are mutually exclusive.
What is it?
What's going on with the thing over your table? What is that?
It's a fan. It's a fan and a light.
Is it doing something? Is it moving?
No, but it's confusing.
You just noticed it for the first time?
Go turn it on.
Has it always been there?
No, we
No,
got
it's
it very
new.
recently. And
It looks like something from a House of Tomorrow.
Yeah,
it's
turn
from
it
the
on.
house of the future. We're the. All right.
I'm sorry.
Let me pause. Okay, we've discovered that
We're back.
Michelle and I installed a fan in our house. We're recording at a different location than we normally record.
Well, and this is some space age shit, okay? I
don't expect anything.
And then he left it on, so now I'm staring at this freaking contraption that's moving. The fan blades literally come out of the light fixture.
Yeah, the fan blades they fold into
From
the
the
top
top.
of the light fixture, and they're clear, so it looks like they're invisible.
And it's very quiet. You can't even hear it. Is it on right now?
It
Yeah,
is.
you can't even hear it.
Look, it looks like from this angle, it looks like Roly Poly Oly's face.
Oh, because the cup is crooked?
No, I'm looking at the lights. Okay, I'm sorry. I will get back to podcasting.
Anywho,
Also, listeners, did you want to know something? Did you know that we haven't talked about nubbins in a really long time? Just so you know, we all have a colored nubbin, so we know whose is whose, and we're not, putting our mouths all over nubbins.
on our microphones, they're covers for the microphone.
Thank you for telling people what a nubbin
A
is.
nubbin.
Anywho,
The sound barrier.
the sound bear. Oh, so am I all messed up today?
No,
Okay.
it's fine. It's fine.
So we are we are recording somewhere new, like we said, and Andre and Michelle's dog came to snuggle me, and he put his bleep this.
Bumhole.
He put his butthole right on my nubbin.
His bumhole.
It's where the toots come out.
Now he's peacefully sleeping under the blanket next to her, but
Oh, he is sleeping.
Yeah.
Anywho, so I took it off, and Andre couldn't find his extras, so I'm talking straight into the mic,
We have
which
to go.
means I'm talking louder.
We had to go nubbinless today, so if the audio levels are off,
No nubbins.
It's
Well, I
Dougie's
have a
fault.
nubbin.
No, it's Ducky's fault.
I can't find the other nubbins.
I have a whole pack of nubbins somewhere in this.
But there's not another
home.
purple one. It's fine.
There might
There probably is.
There might be. We had a lot of colors. We had a lot of colors in the nubbin bag.
There's a lot of holes in this too.
Yeah, well, Dougie, he likes to bite through the blankets.
You guys, I'm dying.
There's cool stuff about my house, and there's flaws. There's pros and there's cons. So back in this movie,
Just like that, who has pros and cons.
wild things are happening. George is at Ursula's apartment. She calls her friend over. The friend comes up. She's like, "What's going on? What's happening with you nowadays?" And she's like, "I've got a visitor." And then George steps out of the shower, and George has never heard of underwear before.
He's Donald Ducking it. That's what.
Well, he's
he
not
is-
wearing a shirt
Oh.
either. He is.
I didn't know what that meant
Naked.
until Andre told me
Oh yeah, Donald
the
Duck.
other day. Yeah, is this an explicit version?
I guess.
Here's the story time.
Yeah.
So we went to
Here we
brunch
go.
for his mom's birthday, and then we went to Emily's house.
Please
after
don't
to
tell me
use-
that your mom was Donald Duck.
No! What the heck? To use the pool.
I love Sonya,
We
though.
went to use their pool. So we were.
Your pool.
Yes,
Okay.
your pool, Emily. We went to your house.
Oh,
to use
no.
your pool,
Oh, no.
And we were changing into our swimming suits.
In
and
the bathroom. In your bathroom.
He just had his shirt on because he was gonna put on his swim trunks, and he was like, "I'm Donald Ducking it," because he was drunk.
In my bathroom.
Yeah, in your bathroom, he was Donald Ducking it, and I was like, "What does that mean?" And he was like, "I'm not wearing any pants."
Yeah.
I was like, "What?"
I'm either Donald Ducking it or I'm Winnie the Pooh in it.
I think Donald Ducking it sounds better than Winnie the Pooh in it. Yeah, it's a lot of cartoons that don't wear pants, huh?
Yeah, but they wear shirts.
Straight up.
Modest up top.
Except for Mickey Mouse.
George of the Jungle's opposite. He
Yeah.
wears a loincloth,
Right.
no shirt.
And Mickey is also opposite. He ain't got no shirt, but he got pants. He got some shorts on.
Interesting.
Well,
Good for you, Mickey.
They're like, you choose one piece of clothing, okay? Just one.
What do you want? What do you want covered?
But we'll put gloves and shoes on you.
yeah.
And a hat.
Anyway.
At least Goofy's fully
In case you were
clothed.
wondering what Donald Ducking it meant. Because I didn't
In case
know.
you were wondering.
I didn't know.
I know. George isn't wearing any of this. He doesn't have a top or a bottom.
No.
He is buck naked in oily fashion once again.
Mm.
He just came out the shower.
No, he was oily.
Yeah,
Well, he just stay oily.
he found some oil in
He
her
can
bathroom.
stay oily.
And he is oily. And the
Oh, yeah,
best
maybe
friend,
he just stays oily.
The best friend is very impressed.
Can I have him? Excuse?
If you go back to Mary Lyle, can I have him? Let's see what happens after this. He goes to put on some clothes, and he's in a woman's
Take
apartment.
him shopping.
So he puts on one of her dresses.
Yeah, the narrator
And
is
a
like
sun hat.
the narrator's like Ursula, who apparently is only okay with predetermined gender roles. Takes him to go to shop. I'm like, oh, let him wear his dress.
That was actually very funny. That made me giggle.
Yeah, the narrator is good. I believe the narrator is John Cleese. Oh no, John Cleese is
it Brother
his
Abe?
Brother Abe. Yeah.
Is it not the same person?
No, I don't believe.
Oh, I thought it was the same person.
I don't know.
Proceed.
Anyway, yeah, they go
Yeah,
shopping.
they get
go
him
to-
some
they go to
Armani clothes,
Neiman Marcus,
But
yeah.
no haircut.
Like, dang, there ain't no Walmart. And
Well, that was what was
stuff.
making me mad. I'm like, you gave him the whole Princess Diary. Mago, you didn't give him no haircut.
She liked the hair.
Ugh. He needed a haircut bad.
He probably needed a shower bad. He already got that, so now he's right as rain.
I have nothing nice to say. Go ahead.
Also, he should have had a beard. How was he shaving?
How did he speak English? Move along.
Yeah.
Good question.
And
Good
if
question.
he was in Union Square in San Francisco, he couldn't have gone anywhere else besides Neiman Marcus.
That's where we gotta go.
Like, seriously?
Let's see here. Ursula has to go to work.
She tells him to stay put.
Yeah, she's supposed
Watch
to stay
TV
put
and do nothing.
at her apartment. Just chill there, and she's gonna go tell her parents that
That she doesn't want to marry.
she doesn't want to marry
Lyle.
Lyle. That's correct. So she goes to work. He does stay home. He turns on the TV. He finds a lot of snacks, like a lot of snacks, and he tries to eat them all.
And he watches a coffee commercial. And he's like, "That's how I get the girl."
Yeah, it says you
Dead.
drink the coffee, fall in love with the girl.
Because, romantic commercials all have coffee.
Exactly.
All of my romantic commercials have
Yeah,
got
that's
me.
the way to Emily's heart.
Okay.
Folgers.
Ugh, I didn't say Folgers. I said
Yeah.
Coffee.
coffee.
Let's see here. While Ursula's at work, George
So he eats the coffee from
Right.
her.
and
Freaking.
he has a little bit of a caffeine overdose.
Oh my God.
Basically, he runs around her whole apartment saying Java, 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 and eventually he decides to leave. He goes out to explore San Francisco and uses his vine swing to rescue a paraglider tangled in the Bay Bridge. So he makes it up to the Bay Bridge.
He's like, wow, look at this bridge.
Yeah, he gets very excited about the bridge. And then while he's up there, a paraglider falls into the bridge and is like, help, help, somebody, help me. And George jumps into action. He swings on a rope instead of a vine and saves this guy. But then also the parachute gets strapped to George somehow, and then the wind blows and takes George up into the sky. George falls...
Onto a boat where Ursula is.
Right. Pretty convenient.
Because she's trying to get out to him because she saw it on TV.
She saw it on TV while she was
At
trying
her
to tell
engagement
her,
party.
Yes, at her engagement party, where she was trying to tell her parents that she doesn't want to marry Lyle anymore. She does do
Who
that,
plays
right?
her mom?
The mom.
Some bitch.
I think we are on an explicit episode. Let's
Yeah, I was talking
This
about
is my-
Donald Duck in it.
This is my life now, though. I have to spell everything.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh.
The mom who played Beatrice Stanhope was played by Holland Taylor. You might remember her from Legally Blonde as Professor Stormwell. She was also in The Wedding Date as Bunny.
I seen The Wedding Date a lot.
And she's on 2.5 Men. I think she's one of those dudes' moms on that show as
Alright.
well. So yeah,
You'd be a bitch, too, if you were always someone's mom.
she's played an evil lady a lot, I think.
Yeah.
You know? Okay. So what's happening now? Yeah, she does tell her parents, and at first she has like an idealized version of how they'll react, and we're like, honey, oh, that's fine, we totally support you. And then the real life version where they just laugh in her face, and they're very upset about it, right?
Yes.
Let's see here.
That was in the two. It was the two.
What was that?
Are you talking into the microphone? Michelle's just doing commentary off to the side.
Okay.
Hello.
Got
see here.
back pain, y'all.
Beatrice takes George aside. Wait. Oh, I skipped some stuff. Yes, we get to the engagement party after the paraglider situation, and
She does tell her mom,
right.
like, before the party starts, like, I'm not going to marry Lyle. Apparently, they're just both rich families. Seems like it was almost kind of arranged a little bit.
Yeah.
Or, like,
It's mutually
their family,
beneficial at this
yeah,
point.
just,
Right.
like, knew each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she's like, also, he's in jail in the Congo and, or wherever he is.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I'm not going to marry him. And the dad is like, okay. And the mom is
She's
like,
fine.
what?
Yeah, the mom is not happy about it. So at this party, Beatrice, the mom, takes George aside and coldly tells him she will not let Ursula's engagement fall apart and refuses to let George be with her. Back over in Africa, the two henchmen capture Brother Ape, who managed to order Tuki, the toucan, to fly to San Francisco and get George. Yes,
I would really appreciate it if a toucan could fly.
from
Well, he probably can. There's birds that migrate, like, halfway across the world.
yeah.
That wasn't a stretch to me. I don't know about toucan, but there are birds that migrate like
You
that.
tell me he's going all the way across the Atlantic and he's going all the way across the United States.
I mean, he could land in,
I don't
the
know.
U.S. He could land in Florida and take
Take a break.
sip some water, be on his merry way.
Yeah.
He ain't even on the East Coast.
So, Tuki does manage to find George in San Francisco, and he Tukis his way into George's mind, and they've realized that Ape is in trouble. So George goes back to the jungle. He UPS ships himself to the jungle. UPS truck shows up and they pull
So it
George
was
off
Air
the back.
Jordans.
Yes, he opens a box of Air Jordans, which he must have bought on Ursula's credit card. That's another $200 right there. And,
She rich.
And he starts booking it through the jungle. He is Tom Cruise running all the way through the Congo. They had to get a lot of shots of this man running very fast.
I just only call that Tom Cruise running now because we've been watching all the Mission Impossibles where you're just like straight arms, straight like that, like separate your legs as far as possible while you're running.
Yeah, he's moving out there. Ape manages to trick the poachers into circling the jungle and returning to the treehouse where George confronts and eventually incapacitates them.
Man, I wish UPS was that fast.
Bro,
for us.
He was able to ship himself from San Francisco to the middle of Africa before they could get Ape, like, away from this mountain.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how do we get it that fast?
Yeah. But
Amazon's not even that fast.
Bro, this is UPS. This is their Prime in 1997.
Sometimes I ordered Amazon and something came in like 5 hours, and I was like, "What the heck?"
Yeah, but that probably didn't come from a different country.
No,
you know,
did not.
But George makes it up pretty fast.
That came from our Amazon warehouse, literally down the street.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ape is able to trick the bad guys into going in circles in the jungle for hours and hours, I guess, which is pretty funny.
In days.
Yes, for quite some time. And one of them is just like pulling the cage, and the other one is just like pushing on a lever. And I feel like they should have swapped a couple times during this whole process, but I guess not.
Nay.
So George is running. The guys have the ape. They take him back to the top of the mountain where George's apartment is.
Yeah, the one that looks like a
His
gorilla.
apartment.
Yeah.
His apartment. He has a pretty cool pad.
Yeah.
If I lived in the jungle and I lived in that tree, it ain't so bad.
It's not that bad. It's
I
pretty
ain't
nice.
seen one bug on this movie. We okay.
He had
No
like
bugs.
a sweet bed.
He had a nice bed.
Yeah, he did.
With a nice quilt.
There was some
Yeah,
throw.
bed didn't fall off the plane,
Looked
dear.
pretty comfy.
There were some throw pillows.
They got him from the
TJ Maxx.
yeah. From the town over. I
Oh, from the.
Or UPS.
Yeah, then maybe they just ordered it. Let's see. Lyle then arrives. He escaped prison, joined a cult, and became an ordained minister for himself over these past couple of weeks or whatever it's been.
Dude, he was it. I was like, well, this is too far.
How's he escaping prison?
He escaped prison and
joined
joined
a
a cult.
So, you know.
So he brought mercenaries with him. They helped to subdue George. And then also Ursula arrives from the U.S. because she realized that she loved George, so she goes back to the jungle to help him. Lyle has the mercenaries take Ursula to the nearby Ape River, where he has a boat waiting to escape while he performs a marriage ceremony. However, the river is a harsh series of rapids that hurl the two into danger. George escapes the mercenaries.
Yo, those rapids ain't nothing like the rapids we got. Oh,
We
skirt.
don't have nothing like this over in America. This is some African rapids. What are you talking about?
We were at Jack Ferry and they had rapids.
Okay.
At our local river. Literally. A river. Like, not even a river.
Yes, it's a river.
Michelle.
We live by a river.
The river that
right next to a
Michelle
river.
and I just went to a couple of days ago.
It's the same river we live next to.
Right,
The
right.
Stanislaus River.
It's not even a real river.
It is a river.
It's not.
It's a creek.
It's a creek.
Not a
It's a
creek.
stream.
It's not a creek.
Anyway, the river is rushing.
Yeah,
Let's
it's
see here.
rushing.
George escapes the mercenaries and performs a big swing to reach Ursula and Lyle.
You're really good at that.
That was
Oh, I
great.
woke up my dog. Oh, sorry,
That
buddy.
was perfect.
He just looked at me like.
That was really good. But he's
you.
George, so, you know, he has to hit trees. So he crashes into a tree. The tree he hits so hard, it cracks and falls over the river and allows him to pull Ursula up to safety.
Woohoo.
Lyle ends up in a cave and, believing he is still sharing the boat with Ursula, proclaims them wedded. He then lights his lighter and beholds that he has just married himself to a gorilla. I don't know how legally binding that is in the Congo or in the U.S.
In his cult ordained.
Yeah.
Ordained.
Let's see here. George and Ursula declare their love for each other and marry. Which is interesting. Ursula moves into George's treehouse.
Queen of the jungle.
She's now queen of the jungle.
And then they have a kid.
Yeah, and then they have a little baby.
Which is
George Jr.
Yeah.
And guess what?
He's on.
Stanislaus River is a river.
Thank you. It's got rapids. Have you ever done that?
I have.
I felt it out. We did doing NSO, and I fell out, and Chris Netness had to save me.
That was the same year we did it, and Moran had to save me.
Well,
We's all there.
apparently Emily and I can't stay on a boat.
I was
No, there was a fallen tree, and we all got trapped.
I don't remember that. I just remember I fell out, and it was like going down, and the rocks were slippery, and the boat was way far, and they were not coming to get me. And then Chris Netness came out, and he saved me, and I was like, I'm eternally grateful because I drowned in this river. Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, his last name was Netness. I like how I remember because he saved my life. So.
Right.
He's a lawyer now, so if you need it, he can
He
save
is a
your
lawyer.
life.
Cool.
Yeah, he saved my life in a different way.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It was a
Wait,
river.
who saved you?
Moran.
Oh, yes.
Nah.
We don't like Ron.
No, just
Moran.
Oh, Moran.
What did you say?
I said Ron.
No, not Ron.
It's Moran.
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 Okay, moving along.
Anyway.
Anyways, it was
Thanks,
supposed to be a bonding activity, and it was terrifying.
We got bonded.
I literally flew out, like it hit a rock, boom.
I'm glad you made it. I'm glad.
A bung.
Thanks, Chris Netness.
Yeah,
I'm glad he saved you. Thanks, Moran.
Because nobody even looked back to try to save me. I was like, hey!
Oh, you were just gone.
And he was like, I'll get out of the boat and get her. I think he was the leader, so probably didn't have a choice.
Responsibility.
Yeah.
With great power
Comes
great.
Batman.
No, I'm pretty
great
sure
Chris
that there were
Netness.
actual guides on the boat. I don't know why they didn't try to save us.
Oh, God.
They were like, eh.
Collateral damage.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Sucks to suck. They went to college. They died.
They were like, well.
Anywho, back in this movie.
Oh, yeah. Are we doing this?
Yeah,
George,
we got distracted.
George now has Ursula
Our glory
and
days.
George Jr., and he raises George Jr. above his head because they were on Pride Rock. And Ape moved to Las Vegas and became a famous stage performer with Max and Thor as background dancers. And that is the end of George of the Jungle. George of the Jungle, strong as he can be.
I was waiting for someone. Thank you.
George of the Jungle, watch out for that tree.
Andre and I are both getting pineapple smoothies. What kind of smoothie do you want? Luis is bringing us smoothies, and I'm assuming it's because he feels bad that he didn't watch this movie.
He does not feel
He
bad.
doesn't feel bad at all.
I don't think that's the justification.
But in my defense, I always watch the movies that Luis picks, and I don't like them.
Right.
Yes, that's true. And technically, he listened to it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
he
he
heard
had enough energy to look back and go, he should have just watched it. But
Probably.
Right.
he
You
can't
go
be-
ahead and tell my husband what he should have done. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, you're not allowed to tell him because that was the secret part of the story.
Oh, that's right.
Well, darn. Whatever.
It's a secret.
You're getting a smoothie. Shut up.
They didn't have a babysitter.
I ain't got no money. I'll take that baby smoothie. I said baby smoothie.
You
I
did.
said that baby smoothie. It's because I'm not getting paid right now on leave.
Oh my god.
We're getting into crazy subjects now.
yes.
Move along.
Yeah.
This movie came out in 1997. It did come out in theaters.
It did? I thought it was like a Disney Channel movie.
Who was out here watching it in 1997?
I honestly thought this was like a Disney Channel movie.
Y'all, some people went to see this movie. It had a budget of $55 million.
Okay.
And
Obviously.
It had a box office return of $174.4 million.
They were just doing it to see Brandon Fraser naked.
It worked.
Yeah, they made their money times 3
He put the butts in the seats. Okay?
as we watched his butts in no seats.
But also, this movie was really funny when it came out. Like, I watched it a lot.
There were funny parts to this movie.
Like, I think it was pretty
agree.
popular.
Yeah, and I think this
Amongst
did kind
kids
of,
and moms.
I think this did kind of make like Brendan Fraser's career. You know, it's not like it wasn't like a career ender for him. I think it was
But
a
didn't they
career
recast him in the
starter.
second one?
Well, because I think he didn't want to do it. I think he had other options.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know. On Rotten Tomatoes, this movie has a 55%.
You're telling me there was a second one?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
George of the Jungle 2.
Oh, good God.
With him
It's
and
about
George
his
Jr.
son.
George Jr.
It has that kid. What's that kid?
The kid from 2.5 Men, whose name I will never remember.
It's just that kid.
Yeah. On Rotten Tomatoes, this movie has a 55% on the tomato meter. It has an audience score of 41%. The critics' consensus is George of the Jungle is faithful to its source material, which unfortunately makes it a less than compelling feature film. Yeah, that's kind of all there is to it. I mean, I think
What's better, this or Dr. Dolittle?
I like Dr. Dolittle more.
I've
than
never
this.
seen Dr. Dolittle.
Okay.
I just suggested it.
Oh, I see. And Dr. Dolittle only has a 42% on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, I think this one it was just a little too zany for me.
Too zany?
So just a smidge too zany. I think it
A smidge?
It aired on the side of zane. And I don't know that I appreciated it all that much. I think there were a few funny moments in here, stuff that was worth watching, but overall, I didn't love it. I'm going to give this movie a 6 out of 10. Emily.
I don't remember what I gave the Star Wars movie last month.
Yeah, the many weeks ago that happened.
I feel like it was low, so I'm gonna give this one like a 5. I didn't really enjoy it. I don't see myself watching it again.
Right.
The music was so yeah. I didn't love. I mean, it was silly, so that was good.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be like, hey, Adeline, do you want to watch this?
Right.
She probably would like it.
Yeah, well, when she comes over here and you're watching her, you can watch it with her.
No.
Ain't gonna be on my TV.
Ain't gonna be on my TV.
I'm going to give it... It's lower than a 7, but I have to give it a 7 for nostalgia purposes.
Okay, that's fine.
And that's fair enough.
Yeah.
So it's probably a 6, but I'm going to give it a 7 for nostalgic purposes. I thought it held up still pretty well to how I felt about it as a kid.
Word.
So therefore I'm giving it a 7.
Word.
Smart House didn't do that, so
Well, yeah, Smart House was
this one did it more for me.
I see.
And
Yeah,
that's-
I think I like this more than Smart House. That's true.
I agree.
Which
Yeah.
is wild. Never
I
would've
think we
said
gave
that.
Smart House like 5s. We were like, ooh.
Yikes. Yeah, so that's it for George of the Jungle. Let us know what you thought of this very interesting movie in the comments below. Make sure you follow us on social media. We are at the Walt Pod on Facebook,
Is
Twitter,
that
and
what we're doing
Instagram. Next episode, we are going to be talking about the brand new Marvel film.
And Emily and Luis actually saw it in the theater.
Whoa.
Yeah, we did.
But
What
now
up?
it's out on Disney Plus. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
So excited.
Twas good. Can't wait to talk about
That was
it.
good. Yes, we'll.
I can't wait to rewatch it.
Mm.
I want to watch it again.
Yes, I want to watch it again, and I want to talk about it, and we will do so on the next episode of the show. Make sure you
In
subscribe.
December, apparently.
Whatever month it
Not
is.
December.
I don't know what month we in right now.
August.
August something. It's around August right now.
Might have a baby on that episode.
Well,
We technically have a baby right now.
right.
But as,
You mean like a baby cooing on the episode?
Yes, a baby
Yeah.
that can make noise on the episode. Make sure you're subscribed on whatever podcast platform you're listening on. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, iTunes, all them places. Go there.
Did you already say that?
Subscribe. I might have. I don't know. You can help support us by going to Patreon. That's patreon.com/The Walt Vault. We have extra content there available for only $1 that helps us keep the lights on in this dark, dark vault.
And pause. We will be talking about why Brendan Fraser was blacklisted from Hollywood on our crack episode after this.
Ooh la la.
So you must ooh la la listen by ooh la laing us some moo la la.
Ooh la la, some ooh la la, and get all of this ooh la la.
The
That's
shmoo la la.
the shmoo la la. That's patreon.com/The Walt Vault. Go there and get access to us talking about Brendan Fraser. Guys, thank you so much. That has been it for this episode. We will talk to you next time.